Hi students, now I am going to explain Unit 2 Part 3. So this is a very short topic and I am here to explain you what are the things are there and I'll guide you how to prepare for this. So that while coming to the class, so you just come prepared of this topic. Here we are going to discuss about characteristics, properties and use of materials and metals and alloys. I'm going to discuss about these two topics. So coming to metals, first of all, what is a metal? Metals are nature as compounds derived from ores. So metals are the compounds which are derived from ores. The types of ores are oxides, carbonates, sulfides by removing the impurities. For engineering purposes, these metals are classified into two types, ferrous metals and non-ferrous metals. The iron is the main component such as cast iron, wrought iron and steel. In ferrous metals, the main components such as cast iron, wrought iron and steel. Coming to non-ferrous metals, the iron is not the main component. The non-ferrous metals are such as aluminium, copper, zinc and lead. So let's see what are the ferrous metals: iron, pig iron, cast iron, wrought iron, steel, rolled steel sections and reinforced steel bars. So these are the different types of metals which comes under ferrous metals when we discussing with engineering properties. So when in ferrous metals, first we discuss about iron. Iron is a pure element. It is available but does not occur freely in nature. The ores of iron are classified according to the iron material or classed according to the iron mineral. So you just go through these metals. These are the minerals present in this iron material. Fundamental chemical principles in the extraction of iron from heating the ores in the presence of a reducing agent will result in the formation of CO or CO2 and metallic iron. These are heat plus ores plus reducing agent will be metallic iron plus CO or CO2. So these are the different types of irons. When coming to metal pig iron, the O is iron. The classifications are Bessemer pig, foundry pig, Fogey pig and motile pig. What are the properties of this pig iron? It is hard and brittle, it melts easily, the compressive strength is high, weak in tension and shear. Pig iron does not rust, so it is free from corrosion. So where we use this pig iron material or pig iron metals? Comms, base plates and door brackets. So ferrous metals, we have another one is cast iron. So you go through this, what are the ores, what are the classification, what are the properties and what are the uses of this cast iron. Then wrought iron. Cast iron is the ore. So these are the properties and these are the uses. If you don't understand any word or if you are not able to follow anything, please write it down and ask me when I come to class. I hope this time you will be having something to ask me when I come to class, and I hope every student will write something which they are not able to understand. Now coming to steel. We are very fond of steel and in civil engineering construction, and we heard this metal so many times. Steel is the most suitable material among metallic materials. The main ore is the pig iron. The properties and the types of steels depends on carbon content, alloying elements and heat treatment. The classification based on the carbon content. So according to the carbon content, we have a classification about steel. Dead mild steel, which is less than 0.15 carbon content. Mild steel 0.15 to 0.3. Medium carbon steel 0.3 to 0.8 in percentages of the content of carbon in the steel. High carbon steel, it is 0.8 to 1.5. Or hard steel, which is greater than 1, is also called as cast steel or tool steel. Now coming to steel properties, we will discuss about first chemical composition. So if you increase the carbon, increase hardness and strength. So if carbon is more in the steel, the hardness and strength will be more. Increase shear strength, increase compressive strength. And coming to additional carbon, decreases the malleability and ductility. So I hope that what is the meaning of malleability? You please find it out and let me know. I'll check who is going to tell me this answer in the class. Reduces its permeability to magnetic forces, the resistance of steel to heavy shocks or blows. So these are the chemical composition of steel properties. So you go through the steels, different types of steels, what is mild steel, what are the properties, and what are the uses. I hope you may be able to understand some words. Let me see how many words you write to discuss in the class. High carbon steel and high tensile steel. So these are the properties and these are the uses. So coming to steel properties, the second one is heat treatment. Develop desired properties in steel. The purpose of heat treatment are to enhance properties such as strength, ductility, hardness and toughness, to relieve internal stresses and strains, to refine the grain, to remove gases, to normalize steel after heat treatment. So this is the purpose of heat treatment. So these are the 5 points which is the purpose of heat treatment for steel. So now in coming to rolled steel section. So when you are dealing with steel structures, you are going to hear all these words like I channel, C channel, T channel, L channel. Like these are the different types of channels we are going to use in this. Structural steel in various shapes and sizes. Steel sections are usually designated by their cross-sectional shapes to meet structural needs. What are the factors affect this cross-section and size? Arrangement of material for optimum structural efficiency, functional requirements, dimensional weight capacity and material properties. So this is the main important one, reinforced steel bars. Concrete is extremely weak in tension, so requires reinforcement. Steel should not have carbon content of more than 0.25%. Steel for reinforcing bars can be classified according to its use. Plain mild steel bars, high yield strength deformed bars, which are called as HYSD bars, thermomechanical treated bars, TMT bars. So you please go through this slide very well, and I may ask you a question. What according to its use, where this high yield strength deformed bars are used, and where thermomechanical treated bars are used. So please write down these points, or you come prepared with this slide. So this is also very important one, rusting and corrosion. The destruction of a material by electrochemical reaction in the environment. So corrosion requires the following 4 elements: anode, cathode, conductor and electrolyte. Rusts in the form of scales are peeled off from the swelled surface of iron. It's a serious problem as the surface becomes rough with rusted iron projections. May injure users. The loss of steel sectional area may cause failure of structural elements. So these are the main problems of rusting and corrosion to steel or iron. protection iron and steel from rusting and corrosion. So we have two types, like applying metal coatings and applying organic coatings to the surface so they can be protected from rusting and corrosion. So these are what are the different types of alloy steel and what is its composition and what are the properties and what are the uses. So coming to non-ferrous materials, we have aluminium, the ores which the aluminium come from, and what are the properties of aluminium and what are the uses of aluminium and where we use aluminium. So you may be asked a question in the class where we use aluminium in building construction or where we use copper in building construction. So you please go through this table and write down some points and just come prepare for this questions and get ready. We may have some activity in like what are the uses of aluminium or something which are about like where we use this material in construction, like that. So please go through this slide also. Then coming to unit 2, we are going to discuss about specification of materials, maintenance and eventual replacement, energy efficiency, environmental issues, renewable resources and sustainable construction. As I have said so many times, if you don't understand any word, please write it down and ask me in the class so that we'll have a chance of discussing something in the class. So about half of all non-renewable resources mankind consumes are used in construction. We live in houses, we travel on roads, we work and socialize in buildings of all kinds. Current human civilization depends on buildings. So these are the resources, how much we are using it in buildings. So estimate of global pollution that can be attributed to buildings. So this is the air quality, climate change, drinking water, landfill waste and ozone depletion. The buildings create wealth. Half of fixed capital formation annually is vested in buildings. The long-term asset value of buildings depends on all its ability to satisfy user needs. So this is the important one, like sustainable design and pollution prevention. You prepare this, and I have given this type of question in formative assessment, and this is also important for examination point of view. So you please go through this, and tomorrow we'll have a short discussion about this. I'll ask you energy conservation, water conservation and material conservation. What are the methods? So one may tell how can you conserve energy, how can you conserve water, how can you conserve material. So example, energy conscious urban planning, energy conscious site planning. Like this, you just give me some points. Again, principle 1 and principle 2 is life cycle design. What are the designs? Pre-building designs, building and post-building. These are the methods. So how can we manage the things? Use materials that are made of renewable resources, like this. So these are the two slides which you can expect some discussion tomorrow in the classes, like in the next week or in this week. So please come prepared and write down the points, and I will ask you, one person discuss about energy conservation, one person about this material conservation, one person what are the strategies for pre-building and post-building and building methods. And the principle 3 is humane design. So what are the strategies? Preservation of natural conditions, urban design, site planning, design for human comfort. Again, we have 3 different methods. Understand this impact of design of nature. So you can just have a discussion about these 3 also. So these 3 slides are very important: principle 1, principle 2 and principle 3, and you can expect these in your end semester examination also. Yes. So these are the references which I followed for this, and thank you once again for listening this. So I hope this week we can have a better type of labor learning with some better discussions. Thank you.